Peach speaks. Thanks, Mario!
I guess.
For fighting all those Koopa Troopas.
And riding on the backs of dolphins.
And traveling all the way to Star World to save me.
You keep saying it was a lot of hard work.
How you almost lost all of your 99 lives.
How I should be grateful.
But from my corner of the castle, it looked a lot like adventure.
But
what do I know?
I'm just a kitten caught up in a tree.
I get to sit in this 8-bit castle.
Guarded by that fire-breathing turtle fuck. And I'm here for however long it takes your
slow shit ass to get past that fucking flying level. And now, of course, what I want to do is get married, enter into another imprisonment called matrimony with you.
You, whose brother wears the exact same outfit as you, except in a different color.
Like twin little fucking infants.
He's always whispering into my hair.
Damn, Peach, if only I'd got to you first. But your princess is in another castle.
Filing her taxes.
Because she's a princess.
And gets a hell of a lot more money than you.
Mario, when she needs her toilet unclogged.
She'll call you.
Mario, but your princess is in another castle.
I don't know, preparing to inherit rule of an entire country?
Princess Peach got work to do. Princess already brushed her hair today.
Now Princess gotta make some phone calls.
Send some emails. Get her ball gown fitted just right. Oh, you thought Princess was trapped by Bowser?
Maybe Princess hired Bowser as a bouncer.
Because she didn't have time to reject you at the door.
What makes you think every time Princess doesn't answer, it means she needs your help?
Can a woman get some alone time around here to deal with her shit?
What shit, you ask?
I don't know. Body image, rape culture, motherhood, gender roles, the fact that no one will let her wear anything but a pink dress. You ride a dinosaur who comes in more colors than I do.
I don't ever get to ride a dinosaur.
You fought off a baseball-throwing football player, and now you're entitled to Peach's Peach? I should have stayed with Bowser, because at least he called himself Monster.
At least he knew what he was.
Not some one-dimensional super nerd who thinks human decency is foreplay, who thinks the savior complex gets me wet.
You're a plumber.
So I thought you'd be able to smell your own bullshit. You're the date who buys a nice dinner then calls me a bitch when I don't let you upstairs.
You're the guy on the street who tells me to smile before cutting it into me.
You're all the states in America where it is legal to rape your wife. So fuck you, Mario.
Here's a level.
You can beat it. Get a life.
This just recently happened, like a couple weeks ago. So, I'm black. Thank you. That's what I said. No. I'm black, you know what I'm saying? I'm very black. I mean, not necessarily in skin tone, but you know what I'm saying, in my centeredness. Yeah, so, I'm black as hell. I'm also a woman as fuck. I'm also gay as hell. Yeah. These are all things, and it's like multiplicitous in all of its glory, and that's how I feel all the time, most of the time, until some fuck shit happens. So let me tell you about this fuck shit. So I'm in a class called Black Social Political Thought, and I'm an English African American Studies double major. I finished up my English major last semester. Thank you. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to take all these classes. It's gonna be all these black people. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So I'm in class. This guy, he's teaching his lecture. He's a black man, and then he says this sentence. He says, the greatest like political thinkers always said, race first, gender second. And I'm like, I'm never a black person and then a woman. I'm usually both at the same time. Literally, I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So I raised my hand and I'm like, actually, no. And so he's like, nah, you're wrong. You gotta make sure that you unify. You know, we gotta be unified and we gotta have the same end goal. If you coming in, you a feminist first, if you fight for LGBT rights first, then that means we gonna be divided. And I'm like, you a black man saying this right now. Like, I thought we was cool. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was cool. So like, having to deal with that, like, fucked my whole day up. Because, like, not only was I arguing with this man back and forth, but also, I was arguing with everybody else in the class, too. So I'm sitting here. This is the only African American Studies course that I've been to that was mostly men. Because, like, the school is mostly women. So I'm in a classroom with mostly men, and none of the women are saying anything. Because they're scared. You know what I'm saying? But, like, at the end of the class, they're, like, turning around to me, like, And I'm like, damn, it's a shame that you didn't feel like you could really raise your hand and say some shit right now. Because you have people, all these men turning around, like basically spitting at me, just venom. And it was just like one of the wildest moments ever. And then it's like, you go into these like white queer spaces or white feminist spaces, right? And then they're always just like, yeah, like, I didn't even realize. It was like, yeah, we're all women at the end of the day. Well, they don't even say that. What do white people say instead of at the end of the day? Penultimately, no, I don't know. We're all women. Like, you're a woman, I'm a woman. Let's put race aside and let's fight for our own liberation. I was like, you can vote before me. So, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So anyway, that's just been something that's been on my mind a lot. So it's like themes like that are going to come up more in the set. Most specifically in this poem right now. All right, let's do this. I wake up with an apology already forming in my mouth. This is what it means to be a contradiction. Too black to be a woman and not man enough to be black. This is what it means to occupy a vacant space. Have everyone slash each cross-stitched intersection of my identity with a straight blade. Tell me to pick one label or none at all. But ain't I a woman? When a black man tells me I'm too thick for my own good, when he follows me down the street, when I say no in 3 different octaves, ain't I a woman? When a white girl in my class calls us we, speaks of a universal need, says woman is the new black, talks picket signs like I've never marched before, talks injustice like I never met a cop before, when she hushes me then speaks on my behalf, ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman when the moon is full? When my mother rolls my naps in her palms, my father shouts Harambe 7 times on New Year's Day. Ain't I been writing this poem for 3 years straight? Ain't Sojourner Truth been doing the same? Ain't Bell Hooks? Ain't Intozaki Shange? Ain't this a story that never makes the news? The vacant space that fills the airwaves, the silence of unwritten eulogies. Ain't this Liberia? Ain't this Haiti? Ain't this North Philly? Didn't no white girl closed mouth smile at me today? Tell me I'm beautiful, then hack apart my body. Wear my lips, ass, and hair like a costume. Didn't she sell all 13 of my children and lynch my husband? Didn't she ask me to be quiet one too many times? Didn't I bruise a black man's ego swole today? Ask him to stop calling my scars sacrifices, calling my suffering an inconvenience, a blemish on the black man's movement, as if MLK didn't suck milk from a black woman's tit. But ain't I a bitch? Ain't I bitter? Ain't I divisive by accident? Don't I complicate the revolution with all my grievances? Ain't I still grieving? Ain't this my middle finger? Ain't I finally done apologizing? I am not an obstacle to navigate through. I'm the reason you are breathing. The feet that trod out the path, even the light that subverted all your darkness. Am I not the pulse of every one of your revolts? Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman? Ain't this a rhetorical question?
Afro-Latina, camina conmigo, salsa swagger anywhere she go, como la negra tiene tumbao azúcar. Dance to the rhythm, beat the drums of my skin. Afro-descendant, the rhythms within. The first language I spoke was Spanish. Learned from lullabies whispered in my ear. My parents' tongue was a gift which I quickly forgot after realizing my peers did not understand it. They did not understand me. So I rejected habichuela and mango, much preferring Happy Meals and Big Macs. Straightening my hair in imitation of Barbie, I was embarrassed by my grandmother's colorful skirts and my mother's broki ingli, which cracked my pride when she spoke. So shit, I would poke fun at her myself, hoping to lessen the humiliation. Proud to call myself American, a citizen of this nation. I hated caramel-colored skin. Curse God, I'd been born the color of cinnamon, how quickly we forget where we come from. So remind me, Remind me that I come from the Taínos of the Rio, the Aztec, the Mayan, los Incas, los Españoles con sus fincas buscando oro, and the Yoruba Africanos que con sus manos built a mundo nunca imaginado. I know I come from stolen gold, from cocoa, from sugarcane, the children of slaves and slave masters, a beautifully tragic mixture, a sancocho of erased history, and my memory can't seem to escape the thought of lost lives and indigenous rape. A bittersweet bitterness, a feeling innate, the soul of a people past, present, and fate. Our stories cannot be checked into boxes. They are in the forgotten, the undocumented, the passed down spoonfuls of arroz con dulce at abuela's knee. They're the way our hips skip to the beat of cumbia, merengue, y salsa. They're in the bending and blending of backbones. We are deformed and reformed beings. It's in the sway of our song, the landscapes of our skirts, the azúcar beneath our tongues. We are the unforeseen children. We're not a cultural wedlock. Hair too kinky for Spain and too wavy for dreadlocks. So our palms tell the cuentos of many tierras. Read our lifeline, birth of intertwined moonbeams and starshine. We are every ocean crossed. North Star navigates our waters. Our bodies have been bridges. We are the sons and daughters. El destino de mi gente. Black, brown, beautiful. Viviremos para siempre. Afro-Latinos hasta la muerte.